Yeah, I'm not sure. Calling her next night, because I was not good at finding her.
I'm sorry?
Calling, I'm not sure she'll make. it.
Okay, that's okay, because we still can do it in the August one. Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, so we're missing Scott, right?
Mhm.
And Evan's not gonna be here and Tim Bourne's not gonna be here. Right, I guess we get going. Got a quorum. This is July 1st, around 6:30 PM, North Hero Parks and Rec. Monthly meeting. Introduce ourselves for the recording. Jean Mellerall, Chair.
Tim O'Reilly, member.
John Scutel, member. Michael Foster, member.
Bernie Scutel, member.
Bonnie Cody, member.
Mary Jo McCarthy, member.
Okay, any adjustments to the agenda?
Oh.
Okay. And we need to review. We need to review and approve the meetings for the June 3rd. month.
We'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And I see no visitors. I didn't see anybody on the participant list. Oh, there's one now. Oh, it's just us. Okay. Public comment. Okay, starting off with camps.
Okay. First of all, we had 55 camp registrations. 34 of them are North Hero kids, which I think is a significant amount. All of the fees have been paid, sort of still rounding up, chasing down 2, but most of them have been paid. We've awarded 5 swim scholarships to North Hero kids. We have youth assistants for the art and kayak and nature camp. The pre-K nature camp is a tough one because that's right before school starts. And kids are often on sports teams, sometimes we really hard time with that, but. In the event that, we can't find a youth assistant. Mia will be helping her and I'd be happy to step in and help out. Okay,
Mhm.
I would do, if you want to share that, I'm happy to do that as well. The director's plans have been submitted. Camp director's plans have been submitted in terms of what they're planning to do for camps, their focus, et cetera, et cetera. The rosters have been sent to the directors. And the directors are tasked with, creating a welcome letter to parents and, getting that sent out. Then a liability waiver will be sent as well. Kids can't attend camp unless they have a signed liability waiver. That includes like a behavior policy, liability waiver, et cetera. And I thought, you might want to see, I'm gonna pass around 3 examples of camp directors' welcome letters to parents, so. Any questions, see if they write it. It's interesting that we had a youth assistant, Amelia Prescott, who is, do you know Becky Lepton, who lives over in Terry Bay Lane? And she came to kayak camp with us, and now she's going to be the youth assistant for the kayak camp.
Nice.
And her younger sister is in the kayak. And she's also going to be the youth assistant for the
Typo.
nature camp as well.
I just wanted, Bernie, I just wanted to mention the pay, just so that everyone's aware of it.
Okay, yep.
So all the directors are getting $40 per hour. The reason we only pay them during the window of time that they're actually doing the camp and pre-setup and post-closeout. We pay them so much because we don't pay them for all the prep work that they do. So camp directors
We've
get,
been paying back rate since the beginning of when we were organizing camps, like 2 years ago, and years ago.
So the directors get $40, the assistants get 35, and the youth assistants get $16 an hour. So the total for all of those folks is, I think, right around $11,000 that will pay out in the next few months, just so you're aware.
I also gave them an extra half an hour prep and cleanup time.
I think that I agree.
I think there's I'm sure that they work more than an hour to prepare prior to the camp and more than an hour to organize. Yeah, an hour. We had been paying them half an hour each end of the day, so I thought I'd increase it.
I'm sorry, Bernie, how long did you say we've been paying that rate?
Probably since I started camps. Many years, I think like 12 years ago, we've been paying the same rate.
Well, is that fair?
Well, I think
I
that should be a
think we
discussion
got-
for October,
Yeah.
though.
I think it's a
Okay.
good rate.
I never
But-
felt that I was getting, paid too little.
Too little.
No,
I think it was.
Yeah,
started
it's
out
a
to be
lot of work,
very
we work
generous
for it, but
rate,
it's,
and we
yeah,
want
I
that.
think it's good.
But we can discuss that, increasing that.
Yeah, we're gonna have a budget discussion in September, October for next round, so we can discuss it then.
Mhm.
I think it
Sorry,
helps to have an
Sorry to
hour
take
in-
things off track, Gene.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, so it's,
To an hour,
yeah,
each end.
yeah, right. That helps.
I think that
Yeah.
helps too.
Anything else with camps?
Any questions?
How many pickleball campers? Do we know?
We've got an odd number, right?
Yeah, they're 11.
11.
Looking for 12.
And so we still have that up on the town website.
Okay, moving on to P-lots. Let's start with the deer exclusion fencing. Scott, do you wanna take this?
Yeah, we're set to put up a fence. Terry's sending out a note to the stewards to see if they'll join us, and the post and the tubes are over at Ingalls, so I'll have to go over and pick those up, and the tubes have to be sliced, so I can do that on my bandsaw and be all ready for the day. And probably what I was thinking was we'll want to drive all the equipment in from the bottom, because those posts are plenty heavy and so on. We wouldn't want to carry them down. So I'll have to arrange that. And then the stewards and so on can meet up top and walk down, and we can go to work. One thing we talked about, Gene, and I mentioned this to you in a note, was, we talked about maybe asking Chad if he could bring a tractor over and just push those posts into the ground as we go. And I haven't contacted him. I don't know if you want me to, if we want to do that, and if so, do you want me to contact him, or do you want to contact him, or how would you like to go about that?
His tractor's pretty big. I'm not sure how it would get over there to the site. Do you know if he has something else? Cause the blue one's pretty good size. I don't know how he'd navigate into the area where we've blocked off, or marked off for the site.
Uh,
Do you-
I hadn't really looked at it with that in mind last time I was there.
Yeah.
Scott, have you?
No, we'll have to walk down. That's a good question. Yep. If we think it's doable, shall we call him, or?
Yeah, I think we should, but I think we need to make sure that he can get it. I know he can get, he brings his stuff in for the sugaring a little further down, but this
Right.
is kind of down among the trees there.
Right.
Do you know where the site is?
Yeah.
Where is the exact site?
So you do know, if you're on the railroad bed and
Yep.
you take the right heading up towards the parking lot, and that little left goes off there, the Maple
Yep.
Meander one.
Yep.
It's right up there, right in that general area is the site we were
Mm.
preparing for. And I'm not
Yeah.
sure if you still wanted to do the second one further further south.
We've got enough materials to do both.
So the other one is kind of in the loop where if you go across the ridge and then come down the southmost side
yeah.
and walk back maybe about 20 feet into the woods, it's in that general area there, partway down that hill on
Yeah.
the south side.
Yeah, it's a good question, Gene. I should walk down there either with Tim or John or whatever and take a look.
Well, does he have a smaller tractor?
Does he have a Bobcat,
Yeah,
whoever track?
Yeah.
My,
Yeah.
my only fear would be that it would chew up some of the soil and plant life and.
Right.
And, would it? It definitely, if it was on flat ground, it'd definitely be nice to have them push it down, but,
Well, maybe we try and see how
if we get
hard
enough-
they are
get
to
enough
drive in.
people, yeah,
Yeah.
let's see how hard it is to drive them in. We wanna
Okay,
Get one done, great.
And then we can-
Call Chad.
I've got a pretty tall step ladder. Does anybody have one of those really tall step ladders?
I have an 8-footer.
That's all I got is an 8-foot,
Yeah,
fiberglass.
That's pretty good. So if we might want at least one of your guys' 8-footers that day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do we have a date set up, Scott?
yeah, shoot. I don't-
well, isn't it, I think it's Saturday, the 12th with the rain
Oh.
date on the 13th,
Right,
around 8:30,
thank you.
I think.
I can work a little bit in the morning, but I gotta teach at 10.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
And I
Okay.
did see your sign, Scott. The only thing I would say, we need to say a thank you to Audubon on
Right,
the thing.
right,
Could
right.
add that in at the, like, I guess at the bottom.
Sure, no problem. Yep, I can do that. Yeah, the wording look okay?
I think, it looked great.
I thought so too.
Yeah, did you?
Okay. Let's see, was it Eugene or is it Bernie that has the sign supplier?
Well, we have like 3 of them now.
Oh.
I supplier, meaning.
You use Vistaprint. Yeah, and I've been using this company that, John Hayden gave us the name for all the signs in the parks. So I can get you in touch with them.
Yeah, I can either do it or I can hand off the copy.
And is this company fast as well?
Yeah, they usually have it made within 2 or 3 days and then they ship.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever,
Yep.
whatever's the best price.
Yeah. Do you all wanna give me the information or do you want me to hand off the text to one of you?
You can hand it off.
Okay,
Cause we haven't gotten to it yet, but we have a discussion about the rules sign, so there may be other signs that we may be getting
Right.
at the same time.
right, very good. Okay, I'll fix it up and we'd need 2 of them if we're gonna do both spots.
Okay, I put the railroad bed repair on here because I didn't know whether we wanted to try and do that this year or wait until next spring. On
The
it,
further,
beyond the,
40 feet or whatever.
Yeah.
Next spring when he's in
Next
there
spring.
again.
okay. That's the only reason I had it on.
Well, he's gonna be in there in the spring going over it, so when he cleans up, I will put another couple loads down. And maybe press up what's already there.
Okay.
That makes sense.
There is, Scott, if you're driving in, there is a bit of a dip beyond, after you go past the, trail on the right
Okay,
in there, but it should be dry enough now.
yeah, I got 4-wheel drive, so.
The you were here signs, I have them, I haven't gotten to them yet, so I will shortly. I think on the poison parsnip, I think Terry's gonna be putting the word out to try and get some more. She did try and do some this weekend. There's quite a bit of it in there, but I think she's gonna try and get some more of the trail stewards to help, so we might be seeing some more messaging out on that. Is there anything else with Pilots?
No, don't think so.
Okay, Ingalls, new locks?
Oh, one more
Yep.
thing. I took out from the library this old book. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's the history of North Hero. And in it, there's an interesting description of Pilots Point and its original owners and how the land was transferred and so on. And it might be fun sometime to, make a sign out of that to stick up at the site. I don't know. Just something I thought of.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Did you?
pretty interesting.
Who's the author? Is it Mary Jane Healy?
This
No.
was, his name was Stratton, Alan
Oh,
Stratton.
right. It's very, very famous historian
Yeah.
in Vermont, yeah.
Yeah, and he owned, Shore Acres back in the day. Yeah,
Was it a hotel?
pretty interesting, huh?
Was it a hotel at that time that he owned it? or
Yeah.
did he-
Yeah, apparently, yeah, according to the history museum in Montpelier. So the guy's name was Paschal Pilat, or Pelot, because they suspect that he was French and disappeared when he owed some money.
Yeah, that would be interesting to do.
Yeah.
All right, Ingalls locks.
They're on.
That's,
That is so
that's, you
exciting.
know, to test.
Oh, is that right? The keys were a problem for you? The-
There's,
Well, there were
Oh.
many,
there's hundreds of them out,
there
I
were
think.
many out there
Exaggeration,
in
yeah.
the world.
Oh, okay.
And what was happening is, we'd go and Bernie would go and clean, and obviously it was somebody had tracked through.
Yeah.
And it wasn't any of us.
Oh,
And sometimes with a dog.
oh,
sometimes
wow.
with a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So there are a lot of keys out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Well, not
well.
anymore.
not anymore.
No, so I changed those two on the longhouse and then the 4 padlocks with all the same code. 08.
No, we're on live.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Can I-
We can't even say what it refers
we
to.
can
Nope.
write-
But we can change them seasonal too.
Yeah.
I think we should, like, maybe in April or something
When,
like
when
that.
the new board comes.
Yeah, and just change them once a year and refresh.
Yeah, the instructions are in the box on how to delete and change. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was.
Well,
gave it
thank
away.
you.
We'd be changing them tomorrow.
1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing.
All right, the fire extinguishers passed their inspection. The one in the storeroom's probably gonna need to be replaced next year, but Corinne's hired a company that's doing everybody at the same time, and so it's kind of off our plate, other than I had to show up and
Mhm.
let them in, but that's all set. I'm gonna move that one in the storeroom down to the cabin though,
Okay,
just so that we have one down there.
isn't there one down there behind?
No, we only have the 3. Anything on the kitchen?
Uh,
I'm sure it's waiting, right?
It's waiting,
Okay.
that's a fall project.
Cabin roof replacement, we got word from the office that we can't use Tracy
Yeah.
to
and-
do the
Yeah,
work.
where did that come from?
It's an insurance issue, a
It's an
liability issue, because he's got workman's comp being hired here, and then if he does something on town property, it gets complicated. I'm not entirely sure the
Because
rules,
he has
but,
his own insurance for because he has a company.
well, maybe that he has, he has his own
Well,
insurance?
he did, once he let that lapse.
If he still does, that might still work then. The only problem then is the argument that it could be stretched really to be part of his real job. Because he maintains other things within the town, like this building.
It's just so hard to find a small contractor to do something like that.
Yeah, I know, but
It's
the,
just so hard.
basically the town saying no. And
Could it
they
be
did,
part-
they were pretty upset with the electrician part of it too.
Could it be part of his current town job though?
Well, then we have to talk to Carl, because Carl manages
His time.
his time, and
Well.
I don't know
it'd
how well that
probably
will
be
go.
less expensive to do it that way.
Just
You
work
already
it
talked
into-
to Carl?
It's not a big job.
No, it's not.
You may need a hand or two to.
It's a messy job.
He's got a script it,
True.
but it's not very
I
high.
have to get a dumpster there. Small dumpster.
I mean, we could do it.
I don't know.
He's got the dump truck, put in a dump truck and they can take it right to you.
I don't know.
Not me.
Tim was suggesting.
She doesn't want Tim on the roof either.
I don't want Tim.
okay,
Let me talk to Carl and see.
Just
if
see.
not, I haven't really reached out to anybody. This time of year, it's
Yeah.
Gonna be
that's
hard.
crazy.
on a pennium to find somebody. So,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of work. On a pennium.
I liked it. I think he coined it. It's a good word, John.
So John, what you're saying is we could pay for it out of our budget, but it would just be that he'd be hired by the town.
No, he can't be hired as a separate.
Yeah.
The problem is he can't work outside the scope of his
Yeah.
job on town buildings is
Yeah.
kind
Oh,
of the
okay.
problem.
It's actually.
No, he could be a
it's part of the town, so we're hiring him, so the town is really hiring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
yeah, he could be assigned to do it by the town,
Yeah, if-
but it could come out of our budget. And
They
I
that,
don't
probably-
think that's the issue.
no.
well,
that's-
then Carl
no,
doesn't
it's-
get upset about the money. I was just thinking, you
Yeah.
know,
No, I think it's more his time.
yeah,
People
Yeah.
getting taking his time
He's probably
and
back
so,
to first.
but Carl makes that call, so well, all we.
And if not, I'll try to find somebody in the fall to do it.
Yeah.
What I do need is, since I thought it was gonna happen right away, because Tracy had indicated that he was gonna be able to get right on it. So I put the metal on the ground alongside the building. I don't think it should stay there very much longer.
The
Right.
grass is probably all dead and.
Well, it'd be nice if we can meet over there for an hour and just move it inside. We can do it sheet by sheet. I'd like to move it in the building.
Okay.
Huh?
Would it fit?
Yeah. Yeah, the wood is in there too, but there's room.
Is it banded so it's not sharp, though? We've got people running.
Only this much. You know,
I know that.
it'll be off to the side.
Alright.
Art Harm, across the street from me, he's doing small type construction jobs. You know, Art,
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I could go over and ask him. It's just down the road.
Yeah, you can, yeah,
He's doing that.
maybe. I hadn't thought of it. Yeah, I know he was doing some stuff with Gene Parker.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
dead and-
right,
Uh,
yeah.
but maybe if he's into doing
He
that.
did his garage and he
Yeah.
sheet metal the walls and
Yeah,
the roof, everything sheet done.
Yeah.
yeah, you wanna.
I'll knock on his door and I'll ask him, see
If
how
we can-
busy he is.
You know, if not, I'd like to see if we can move that inside
Yeah, anytime.
sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
sure.
It's 14 feet long, so, you know, and there's 26 sheets, something like that.
Just wear gloves.
Um,
So are you gonna ask him
I'm-
first and then we'll ask Carl? So
yeah,
that-
'cause if he's gonna do it.
Yeah, we don't have to deal
Two
with.
things, I don't have to ask Carl, and I don't have to move it inside.
I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Yeah, all the accessories are there.
Yeah,
The only thing that's.
he's gonna
not-
strip the roof
Yeah,
and
put underlayment,
paper,
paper.
felt or whatever.
Felt or the top guard.
Yeah,
The synthetic stuff, that's the only thing that's not there. Screws are there, accessories are there, everything else.
all measured to length.
No,
No,
they have to be cut,
cut.
but.
And there's capping material there? To
There's
cap
cap
it?
material, there's drip edge, and, well, everything's there.
Great.
Yeah, I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you. The ADA railing,
I've not done it.
so,
This, yeah, I just haven't got done.
no, that's fine. Just give me a ballpark because I'm gonna be asked by the.
So when to do it, when?
Yeah, just, we're gonna do it within this window of time or something,
By fall.
by fall.
Holler if you need help, John.
Yeah. I just gotta go measure it over.
And the toolbox at Ingalls, can we start using that? Is that all set to go?
Sure.
Okay,
I put a lock on it.
oh, good.
There's nothing in it, but it's locked.
There's nothing in it.
No, it's all in the
All the
cabin.
tools are in the big blue bin.
Yeah,
Well, there
So we
aren't any
need-
shelves in there, but you can put shelves in them too anytime, so. You know, I would, you know, see if I'd do that while I was doing kitchen work, it's right there.
or if we have to have a group moving that roofing material around and just move the tools in the same
Yeah,
time or
we'll put
something.
tools up.
Yeah. And we've posted the fence gate repair, within the next spring or this fall? I'm just trying to get ballpark, I think.
What does it need?
Let me continue to follow up on
Okay.
that with Middlebury Fence and
Oh, right.
see if, we're gonna need to pull all the vines off or they'll just come off.
Well, I don't know if we can get us a few field stewards to help with that.
It's pretty nasty. but
Is
yeah.
it? Okay, the Huntons. We need to do something about some of those, because it really is mud. The boardwalk mud. So you have to step in a good thick piece of mud to get up on the boardwalk. Anybody got thoughts on that?
I haven't looked at it.
Okay.
I've forgotten, how long a stretch is it where we have those?
So there's 2 or 3 of them there. They're only about what, 12 feet long, but the
Yeah.
area is fairly long there, and especially in the spring. And
Yeah.
right now, you
Talk
really,
about the return coming back.
yeah, over by the vernal pool, coming back
Yeah,
up that
or-
way, yeah. You really have to step in the mud to get onto one of these things, and then step in the mud to get off of it too, and it's about this much of a gap on
My
either
personal
side.
feeling is they should be removed
Right.
and either rocks or logs or something.
Relook at it, so maybe a spring project.
Yeah.
Yeah, does the water sheet across there, Gene? Does it wanna sheet? I mean, should we be doing something that's
Something in one spot.
a little
Pools.
elevated?
Yeah, pools, it's bad in the winter, but it was bad after all this rain in the spring too.
Yeah.
We'll
We,
change out the story walk next time and I'll take a walk down.
Okay, and take a look.
See if I can come up with a plan.
And the wood chips, did we want to set a date for that or put it off to fall?
Fall.
Fall. We're having another insurance inspection on the 17th. This one is to evaluate the value of the buildings. The other one was just to look to make sure it was safe and everything was in one piece. I don't know how much valuation this is, because he says it's only gonna take 10-15 minutes, but just to let you know that I don't know if anything will come out of that too. But this is, before it was VCLT that was looking at it as a representative of the insurance company. This is the insurance company sending somebody out to take a look at it, but it's not just us. They're hitting every building in town during the day. So I don't know if anything will come out of that. That's kind of why I wanted to know the ADA in case we get asked.
yep.
Anything else on, Ingalls?
I wanted to, tell you, I sent you out a little email.
Oh, I've got that
Did
down
you-
lower.
okay,
Yep,
okay,
it's
no.
later on the
Okay,
agenda.
sorry. No,
Nope.
no others.
Um,
Let me continue.
no problem. Footpath. Did you need any help with the beach signs?
Yes.
Okay,
Each signs, no, the signs aren't,
No,
but the,
no.
but the.
do you need
the-
help?
Yes,
Okay,
Yeah, you did.
when do you wanna set a time or not? My project management background's coming out. When you? when you-
Yeah.
well,
And
I
who's
regularly
accountable?
just- So I'm just trying to sort out my next, availabilities.
Get your head,
Oh.
gotta get reorganized.
So,
What's-
let me, the signs are sitting on my porch.
Okay.
I Need to,
It isn't like it's a crisis, cause there's other signs there already, so,
yeah, it's not critical.
yeah.
You did put the picnic
The
table.
picnic tables are
Yeah.
there.
His grandson.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lugged them from the marina over.
Whoa.
How nice.
So, and where I put them, when you go out there, you'll see, when you go down the big path,
Yeah,
there's the trees.
yeah.
And there were like 2 little flat spots, one, so they're back from the beach, kind of in the shade. So
Nice,
I think they're in a good spot.
nice.
We'll
Great.
see if they can be moved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I didn't want to put them too much on the beach, because then
Yeah.
fishermen are gonna drag them in the water to fish off of them. So
Where are you gonna store them in the winter? Back on the railroad bed?
they'll stay there.
Stay there?
Yeah.
High water?
Well, we
Oh,
can
it's they're
give
far
a
enough
chain
up.
around them or something.
John, what did
Yeah.
we just get about the posts, the replacement posts for the signs down there?
I have one heavy duty road post, but I think, remember we tried to use it? And
Yeah.
it was too big for the pounder,
Yeah,
so. And those are really the kind of posts we should be using for some of that stuff.
yeah,
You can't really use a T-post. I know, Tractor Supply has a bigger diameter pounder. They're bigger than the ones you and I have
yeah.
for the T-posts.
The heavier though, right?
Yeah, they're heavier too, but
Didn't we authorize last meeting,
we
power
did,
one?
we did, and I did a bunch of research. The ones that are out there are all gas powered. I think that would be a mistake because it's gonna sit most of the time, and when you wanna go use it, it's probably not gonna work.
Can we rent one?
Huh?
Can we
could
rent
rent
one?
We could rent one. I really was trying to see if I can find an electric one, a battery operated electric one. And there really aren't any out there. There are some electric ones, but you need a generator. And they're also very heavy.
Yeah,
So I kind of nixed that. We had authorized up to $2,000 to
Right.
do it. I think I just couldn't find anything that made sense for us to buy.
can Bob fit his backhoe, his tractor up in there? And push
He
him
could.
and push him in
He
for
could.
us?
He could, but
Yeah.
to hire, oh, Bob could. Bob,
Yeah.
Bob's backhoe's right there.
Yeah,
Maybe we can talk to Bob or Carrie and see. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what when we were bringing the picnic tables there, his backhoe was sitting right there.
he helped us spread the wood chips on footpath with, he brought his, so he's,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
going to
well,
help.
let's see that.
And then
We
when
can push that heavy sign in.
Terry and I were over there doing some cleanup work, Terry came right over and helped us out, so they're jumping right in.
Okay, let's check on that.
Who has a connection with?
Well, Scott, are you gonna be going down there? Your boat's down there, right?
Yeah, not, well, maybe
Well,
tomorrow.
Live that far from me.
Next couple of days, sure, I'll talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they live across the street from Tim.
Yeah, he'll do
Yeah.
it. No problem.
We can buy him a burger at Pure Bar.
I'm sure you'd appreciate that, Scott.
Okay,
Anything,
that's a good idea, thanks.
anything else on the footpath? Okay, I circulated the rule signs again. Any feedback? Or can we
Pretty
go
good.
ahead with these?
There was just one other where you cut and paste that talked about the handicap access at English.
Oh.
It
Okay,
was a cut and paste that
okay,
talked about coming in on the railbed. But other than that, I think it covers everything.
okay, and then we would take it out. I'll have these signs made and then we'll take down all the other little ones that are all over. Have one good sized one at each park and then have small ones at several other places in the parks.
Yeah. All
Okay,
the same.
yeah,
Very good.
only maybe smaller.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's time for the rental.
Okay, sorry to jump the gun. I didn't know you changed it. So I sent out an email about possible changes or at least things to think about in the rental fee schedule. We have not had an hourly rate. It's not on the website anyway. Maybe we have it in our heads, but we don't have one publicized. And I talked with Tracy Giro about hers a little bit, although this venue is very different than ours. But she had 3 fees for hourly rates. One was the normal, or $25 an hour. One was a not-for-profit. And then the third one was if they were making money, a for-profit kind of thing. I think it's important because sometime this year, I was at Tracy's house and she had just come back from here and somebody from Spectrum who wanted to set up a golf thing, an indoor and outdoor golf thing for the Spectrum kids, who actually never showed up. And they thought our fees were too high. And I thought, really, we would have welcomed them. But then when I went to the website, there is no hourly rate and we probably would have just said, come, knowing us, but I think people read it and that's it. They just go somewhere else. So I just think it's not, there wouldn't be big changes. I think we need to discuss it because it's just me presenting it, but, and then Tracy suggested that for weddings, we charge more money. But I think they've had a worse track record with people getting sick inside and outside. And, we haven't had that kind of experience, but they clearly have here. I'm just putting that out. I think 500 is fine for what we do. And they have, they offer their tables for money, their chairs, and I don't at all suggest we need to do that. We haven't in the past and they're right there. And we're not trying to support this building. So anyway, I thought maybe the next meeting or some meeting, but if we could kind of, and then there was something that I just picked up, I just pulled off of this committee's website, something about the committee, can change or, can make decisions about what's going on. I'd like to change that wording, but I think it's important that, if somebody, really, I just think it's such a beautiful place and, if more people can use it, if we're not having camps or whatever, I think it would be great. So that sentence I didn't really like for us, but I just picked it up so that I would be reminded when we talk about it, that it's a lot would be at our discretion, or some stuff would be at our discretion. If somebody really needed the property and couldn't come up with the 200 or the 500, what we would do. And then the cleaning fee wasn't in there. Here, they just make a list of things that you have to do. And I don't know if that would be something we want to do. It's been hard in the
We
past.
just never know, like, when the floor will need to be mopped, and that's like
Yeah,
an expensive. It takes
Exactly.
a long time to mop.
oh, I know that. Yeah, I know. So anyway, just something to think
It's not
about.
just cleaning the bathroom. kitchen,
I know,
that
it's
floor.
in that floor stuff,
Yeah.
I know. But anyway, just some things to think about.
Thank you. I have a question, just throw it out there, the definition of small and large.
Well, I don't know. I mean, as I said, I just lifted it from their
Yeah.
thing. So we can only fit 100 people in there. So for us, that's a large group. So a small group might be, I don't know,
Less than 50.
less than 50, but we can't, I mean, there's somewhere on that rental fee that says that there's a limit of 100 people regardless. Then we have the one bathroom and we can bring in a porta potty, but we can't have 300 people up there for an indoor activity.
Bringing a porta potty would be, I would say if they're more than.
Yeah,
So many people.
you have to,
Require.
yeah,
For porta potty,
right.
We would not.
we wouldn't pay for that, no. No, there's certainly some things to think about, but I just wanted
If
to
it's
start.
dark though.
I wanted to get
it's,
the ball rolling, because, we're not gonna get it done for this season, but, I mean, I think that if somebody wanted to rent the place and we had to make some, decisions about it, well, we don't have anything that, yes, you can have it. I mean, I can see us doing that within the bounds of our, responsibility and.
For this place, I think you said there's a list of things that they tell the people that they have, so they have to clean afterwards, basically. If you rent this place, you have to clean it afterwards.
have
Do
to
they
sweep
provide
it,
the solutions and?
You sweep it, because we were here after one of these big meetings that we had.
There was the whole list.
Tracy Stayed to help clean up.
That's a long list.
It depends on whether you're using the kitchen or not.
Exactly, yeah.
And
yeah.
are there supplies here? Or does people have to bring the supplies? Cause like
There-
we don't have
There's a
supplies.
closet downstairs with the broom and things.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'm just
basic-
trying to see how it would do,
basically,
what's different
it's
with ours.
Tracy Sweeping,
Tracy,
yeah.
which one?
Tracy.
Sure.
Drew?
Sure.
Okay,
Well, I did it for our last one.
Right,
I mean, I did it, yeah.
there's one meeting that I can't remember,
It
something.
was
so we'd have to take that into consideration.
And one point that Tracy made, Tracy Giro, was that, that she thought that we were charging too little for weddings, big events, because of the work in the kitchen and how much we have to offer. I mean,
Yeah.
people just can walk right in there and not do anything, and we're not charging anything a la carte, so. But anyway, I just, it's been bothering me since I thought that, lovely woman from Spectrum couldn't bring the kids who never showed up to our place. Anyway,
Mary Jo, can you flush that out a little bit
Yeah.
and for the next meeting?
sure. What are your concerns? Tell me what you want me to flesh out.
Well, just
What's a large and a
in
small?
format that we
Okay.
could actually vote on maybe,
Sure.
and that would be, maybe with some modifications or amendments, but that we could actually
Yeah,
Make a decision.
institute.
yeah,
But the biggest shift is an hourly rate that we
Yeah.
don't have now.
correct.
Uh,
And I think that's
I
important.
think it's a good idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a stupid question. Are there, are there any stipulations, town stipulations about people using town property for profit purposes? Cause I'm on the board up at the wildlife refuge and there are up there. But that may just be because it's federal government.
I don't think we ever thought of it.
Well,
Neither.
it used to be
Well-
that the fire auxiliary would have their sale,
They're not profit.
Well, the Champlain Island
but they were
Food
making.
Bank was here this winter, not food bank,
Great.
Anyway.
idea.
blanking out, farmers.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were selling
Yeah.
here, remember? They were selling, and then, so Great Ice has sponsored things that sell for
Right,
profit.
That's true. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like it's okay, but I just thought I'd ask the question.
It'd be,
Here,
Maybe we
it'd be a
could-
good question to bring to the select board maybe.
Yeah.
We,
Ask
we,
Tim. Ask
we,
Tim.
Scott, in the IPA, cause we've had many different, coaches that wanna come up and, run a clinic.
Yeah.
In a town park, Donaldson or North Hero, and, they'll charge the students $60 a head. And they'll have 10 and they'll walk out with $600 after 2 hours. And the town doesn't get any of that money. So we've been reluctant to encourage them to do that, and we've sent them in Grand Isle, we sent them to the rec. We didn't want them to come through us. We didn't want the town property used to make money
For someone.
for a private entity.
Yeah.
Without, if the Grand Isle rec wanted to rent it for $200 and get some money out of it, then that's fine, but not just have these folks arrive and start making money. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the town doesn't get anything, and they mow the lawns and do all the other work, yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the refuge, if you take any money in, you have to make a donation to the refuge.
Ah, that's a good
That's a
idea,
good
yeah,
one.
that is a good idea.
Well, we should find out the actual
Yeah.
requirements and regulations.
But is there a charge for them to use the refuge? Is that on top of a fee to do it? Cause we would be charging $35 an hour are you suggesting a percentage above that? Scott?
To be determined.
Okay.
I just raised, I didn't want to make a,
Yeah,
we should ask Tim and let him figure it out for us.
Yeah.
Would be my suggestion.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry.
Thanks for making this start, Mary Jo. So
Oh, you're
yeah,
welcome. It's just been bugging me
Yeah.
off and on,
How
so,
about if we sit down later, like?
sure. Yeah, have to be in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I thought so.
Do you want me to give you until like October?
Sure,
Beginning of October?
yeah,
And just to let everyone know, the Egan event that we approved, I think last month, has been canceled. for using Ingalls there.
Hmm.
All right,
That would have been a perfect, that's what I sort of envisioned at Camp as an art.
Mhm.
An artist retreat.
You said you were gonna try again next year.
Right, exactly.
related to that, yoga, we co-sponsor Kim Munsell, is it?
Yeah.
Munson.
To do yoga, she and her husband do yoga there, co-sponsor with the Island Arts, and she has separate classes. She has asked us to do private classes. And Bernie and I have given her the go-ahead since it's under the umbrella of this relationship with Island Arts and us. You don't know this, but she asked all our participants to donate to Parks and Rec, and we got $50 from her for a
Yeah.
donation tonight,
Yeah.
today.
She's
So,
very generous with us.
She
Yep.
is.
And I
It
told her
really is.
last time we spent the money on like utensils for the kitchen.
Yep.
She's happy to do that. Last year she bought a screen for the front door.
well, this is from her class directly
Yeah,
to
that's
us.
good.
Yeah. So she may be having a few other additional sessions like this in there.
Cause she has our calendar and she works around our schedule stuff. It's good.
Share the code.
Yep. She was probably the first one to use it, actually. Pickleball.
Pickleball, everybody's playing. The big thing, there's a big group, Bonnie, I don't know if you've seen this for the food shelf.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of did.
Are you on it?
No.
I'm not- Probably about 20, but selected days and different sites, all the players are asked to bring food items. There'll be trailers there and people there to load the trailers and it'll all just get trucked right to the,
Oh, that's good.
but it's like 3 or 4 different dates in the summer and they're not talking cans. They want you to buy cases when you're at Costco. So it should be a fair amount of
That's cool.
food, yeah. So beyond that, it's just full steam ahead, lots of playing going on. We did build a fence around the Albert new pavement up there, a split rail fence like over at Isle of Mont. It looks very, very nice.
Would you do that same build at night point?
No, Night
Okay.
Point will be a regular chain link vinyl covered.
I kind of like it.
I know, it does look nice, yeah.
But
Yeah, no, that'll be,
That's great.
that'll be a real pickleball court at nights. I'm thinking now without kids in North Hero. It may be worth putting split rail around that. We put then like a 2-foot, to catch balls, cause we're chasing balls all the time. I don't know the relationship in North Hero now that the school kids won't be there.
Well, remember in the summer, there'll be kids that.
Kids
can't
there,
out.
they're there now, you
Yeah.
know, they come out at 10 o'clock. But they can still get in there, it just won't be we have openings 3 or 4 sides and.
What would the fences do for you?
Well, what it does is stops the balls from rolling all over the place. So we do a nice split rail fence and then the bottom 2 feet, we put plastic
Metal?
fencing. And staple it and bury it in the mulch and it catches all those balls that.
So I was wondering about split rail fence, doesn't say too fall through.
No, it isn't, but you get.
it looks like a
Looks good.
split, right? It's very attractive, I think.
That's-
It makes
Did
a
good job.
piece of pavement pop
Mhm.
is really what it is. It
That's
looks
good.
good, yeah.
Mm.
They're both at Isle of Mont and if you, behind the senior center in Albert, if you're up there for the parade on the 4th, you can look at that fence. Yeah. So that's pickleball.
Mary Jo, you want to give an update on Mr. K and also the school trip?
Yes, I'll start with the school trip because Bonnie was at Mr. K, so she may wanna, there were 2 of us there. The school trip was fine. A new PE teacher and he only had the kids from like 9:30 to 11. And he wasn't gonna do it at all because they were gonna have the field trip up there. And I said, you don't have to have, the field day. You don't have to have the field day, we have all sorts of other things. And I made a whole other list of the activities he could do. But they only came for about an hour and a half. The kids had a great time, but I thought it was underused. I think, but. And he was the only one who planned it. I think the teachers were beyond exhausted. It was very end, like the couple was
Exhausted and discouraged.
and discouraged, yep. So they, exactly, so they let him do it, and he's fine, he's a really nice
He's
guy.
such a great guy.
I like him a
Oh,
lot.
great.
He's got a good way with the kids and he's easy, he's good, he's a nice guy. But it went well, it just seemed short to me. But they went on trips, the teachers took them on the hikes. On the Story Walk and then on the Horseshoe Trail. They had a good time. They found rocks and painted them, and one of them looked like it belonged to his, was part of the structure, was this big thing. And I said, I think you may want to leave that here after, to know where they got it, but they had a great time. They really did have a good time. So that was good. Mr. K had 6 kids, right? 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 grandmothers, 1 mother, and Bonnie.
I just want to be a grandmother so bad.
So, it was fun. It was a great activity. It really was. A lot of science in it. They had to put together the equipment and, Kurt is just
He's
so
really good at
flamboyant,
that.
Yeah, so it was great. An hour was almost not enough time, but, it was good. Kids had a great time, I think.
I did, it was great. I thought,
Yeah,
nice job.
yeah, I thought so too.
When does he come back?
In July sometime. I asked Caroline and didn't write it down.
It's at the library.
Oh, he's on the
That's on the-
30th, July 30th.
And then Vin's is, I forget when
The
Vin's,
26th,
yeah, they're both in July.
which I just got a list of what to do, what they need. Like they need a table and all this stuff, but I have the list.
Can you get that list to me?
Yeah.
I'll
Yep,
put them.
actually, I have it in an email, so I'll give you that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anything else with the events? Okay, finances, I sent the last fiscal years around, we ended up with about almost $6,000 left over.
We tried.
I know, we tried. I know, we
They'll
tried,
like us.
but they actually.
They'll
it-
be happy.
Select board will like us.
And it's really important that the select board is happy.
When does the fiscal year end?
It ended
Yesterday?
yesterday? It is the day before, what's today?
Today's.
Yeah, yesterday it ended.
Yeah,
Next year we'll try earlier.
Yeah, just.
right.
No, just teasing to the public.
And then I sent around next year's budget kind of mapped out with a rough idea of what the things are on the list, but obviously we need to have discussions about that. I was just putting something out.
Okay.
There's no invoice and receipts for approval right now. For pre-approval, we've talked about a bunch of signs today. We've got the fence signs, the deer fence signs, 2 of them. And then the rule signs. I'm trying to think of how. Probably need. Can I just ask for up to $2,000? I don't think it's gonna be that much, but I don't know how much it's gonna all add up because I have to count the number of signs we need and I'm not prepared.
I would make that motion.
So it's second.
I think it's gonna be more around 1,200, but
Can we loop in the new posts for the signs at the beach as well?
why don't we do that? It'll come from a separate charge, so why don't we do that as at the next approval?
Okay,
Okay, so up to $2,000 for signs. But that includes all the rule signs at the parks and also the deer fence signs at P-lots. Did you second, or do you
I made a motion.
motion?
Second.
Maybe it goes
Okay.
back.
Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, let's
Aye.
go. All right, posts for the beach.
How much?
Well,
Many.
You want the heavier post?
the heavier posts, the heavy, this regular sign posts. Monsters Tractor Supply has those, I could talk to Tracy, I might have one.
You might have a couple.
I have one. heavy one. But we, you know, do we wanna buy the postal pounder that's bigger, that takes those posts, so we have it? And it's like, you know, $60 or $80 for
Oh,
that.
yes.
I think we want that, the bigger
Yeah,
diameter.
it's a bigger diameter.
Well, 500?
Yeah, let's say $500 for the pounder and the post.
And is that one post?
Two posts.
Two posts? And you said 500?
Yeah.
Up to 500, okay.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any comments? All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Scott, did you think you wanted to look into renting something for the deer fencing?
As far as the post hole banger,
Yeah,
yeah.
cause we can't,
Blah, 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 blah. I don't know.
Didn't we buy one? Oh, we should have, we have $6,000.
that's what John,
Yeah. Part of my thought on renting something like that, by the time you drive down and get it and come back and drive it back, you can have all the posts in.
Yeah,
Well,
But
maybe.
that was
Like the
maybe
thing-
30 years ago,
I
but.
just gonna say that, I didn't want to hurt your.
we
And
get
do
some, if we get some good, strong volunteers, I think we'll be okay. And I'll walk down there, if somebody wants to join me and see whether we could ask Chad to get in there or not, you know, we'll just take a look at it. But otherwise, I think we'll get up on the step ladders and whack away. You
I
know?
don't know,
so we can't approve anything until next meeting, so do you wanna approve any funds to be available to either get Chad to do this or rent something? Just asking now.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
we try the postal driver. You know, see how it works and see how hard it is.
Okay,
Now, you know, you can get an auger, you can rent a nice auger. And drill a hole, backfill it if we need to, instead of working off a ladder and pounding.
Yeah. Well,
How deep do you wanna go with it?
2 feet, right? Is that 2 feet, Scott?
2 feet, yeah. Yeah,
They
at least,
rent a nice, the hydraulic, self, you know, motorized four-wheel drive rig that drill, you know, and
When you only need to drill a 2-inch hole.
yeah, you can get different size augers and that's only like $140. And the machine does it, you don't do anything.
Can I get down here?
Oh, yeah, it's very, very, yeah, you know, it's like
It's a
a
trim.
big lawnmower is what it is.
Okay.
It's a little heavy and big, but, you know, you just set it up and put it in position and the hydraulics, you just kind of push it down and just drills, but then you gotta backfill the posts.
yeah, it's hard to get those T-posts as tight that way.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not
you-
the same.
You pour concrete down.
You just fill it and.
With dry concrete.
Yeah, but then
We're
they,
changing the scope here.
then
tell
they
you
won't
what.
come out.
I'll tell you what, here's a proposal. Why don't we go try?
Ah.
On the
there
first,
we go.
on the first
Might
date.
create a problem when you don't have one.
Yeah, on the first date, see how we do.
I agree.
Decide where to go. How's
How
that?
many posts do you have to put in for the deer exclusion fence?
20,
There's,
if we do both.
Yeah,
we do
this
both.
big question is how long your shoulders are gonna last?
Yeah,
How many people we can get?
yeah, we rotate your shoulders.
right.
there's a lot of ledge there. Do we have 2 feet that we can go down?
You go down till you hit it.
Lot of questions. We'll go find out.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Anything else that we need to pre-approve? I don't know of anything coming up? No?
Okay, this is a separate question. What did we, budget for Tracy to put the roof on?
About $900.
Okay, not that I'm gonna give that to Art, but just to have the number.
Somewhere around 1,000 that was.
We just want the roof done.
Yeah, right. Well, maybe I should just ask a quote from Art for,
Why don't you just get a quote from them?
yeah,
Okay,
say,
then
give
we
us
can
a
approve
quote. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good
That'd be
idea.
fine.
Yeah, that's what it'll do.
Okay.
And they.
Hey, all.
love
It was
parks,
nice
so-
seeing you. I'm double booked again tonight. The next board meeting's
Okay,
right
thanks,
now,
Scott.
so I'm gonna
Yeah.
sign off. See you all soon.
Yeah,
Anything else we need to cover? All right, motion to adjourn? You gave?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Who seconds are?
Me.
Any opposed? All right, we're adjourned.
It was a short meeting.
So much fun.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, you're.